Hey there. Welcome back to Peace Sleep. I'm really glad you're here tonight. Really glad. You know, just the fact that you're here, that you're taking this time for yourself, that says something beautiful about you. It says you know you deserve rest. You deserve peace. Before we get started, let's just take a moment to get comfortable. Really comfortable. Adjust your pillows however you need to. Maybe pull your blanket up a little higher. Settle into your bed like you're sinking into something soft and safe. And just know, for the next hour, you don't need to do anything except be here. Just rest. Tonight, I want to share with you one of the most beautiful stories from the Buddha's life. It's the story about the night he found complete peace. The night everything changed for him. The night he discovered something that's available to all of us. And this isn't just some ancient story from 2,500 years ago. It's not just history. It's a reminder, a really powerful reminder that peace is always possible. Always. Even in our darkest moments, even when everything around us feels impossible, even when we think we'll never find calm again. As I tell you this story tonight, you might drift in and out, and that's totally fine. Actually, it's perfect. Your mind will hear what it needs to hear. Your body will take what it needs. There's no need to stay awake for every word. No need to remember everything. No need to do this perfectly. There's no test at the end. Just let my voice guide you, gently guide you, deeper and deeper into rest. So let's begin.
"2,500 years ago in ancient India, in a time very different from ours yet somehow exactly the same, there lived a man named Siddhartha. Now Siddhartha wasn't just anyone. He'd been born a prince. He'd lived in luxury most of us can't even imagine. Beautiful palaces, servants attending to his every need, the finest food, the softest clothes, everything money could buy, everything anyone could want. But something was missing, something essential. Something that all the wealth in the world couldn't provide. Because Siddhartha had seen something. He'd seen suffering. Real suffering. He'd seen old age. He'd seen sickness. He'd seen death. And he'd realized that no amount of luxury, no amount of hiding behind palace walls, could protect him from these truths. Could protect anyone from these truths. So he did something radical. Something most people thought was crazy. He left it all behind. He walked away from the palace, from the comfort, from everything he'd known, and he went searching for an answer to suffering, searching for real peace, the kind of peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, the kind of peace that doesn't go away when life gets hard. For 6 long years he searched. 6 years of wandering, 6 years of trying everything he could think of. He tried luxury, but that didn't work. He already knew that. He tried extreme poverty, living with nothing, eating almost nothing, but that didn't bring peace either. He tried intense meditation, sitting for days without moving. He tried studying with the wisest teachers he could find. He tried fasting until his body was just skin and bones. He tried pushing himself to the absolute limit of human endurance. But peace, real peace, the kind that lasts, the kind that doesn't depend on anything external, still escaped him. It was like trying to grab water with your hands. The harder he tried, the more it slipped away, until one evening. One simple evening that would change everything. Not just for him, but for millions of people over thousands of years. An evening that would show that peace isn't something you find by searching harder. It's something you discover when you finally stop running. As the sun began to set that evening, Siddhartha walked slowly to the edge of a small village. His feet were dusty from walking. His body was thin from years of fasting. He was exhausted, physically exhausted, mentally exhausted, spiritually exhausted, but something in him, some deep knowing, hadn't given up. Not yet. He came to a large tree. A Bodhi tree, they called it. Its branches spread wide above him. Its leaves rustled gently in the warm evening breeze. It was just a tree, nothing special, nothing magical, just a tree. But sometimes the most ordinary places become the setting for the most extraordinary moments. Siddhartha looked at this tree, he looked at the ground beneath it, and he made a decision. A simple decision. A decision that would change his life and the lives of countless others. He sat down, he crossed his legs. He straightened his back. He placed his hands gently in his lap. And he made himself a promise. A vow. The kind of commitment that comes from the deepest part of your being. He said to himself, I will sit here until I understand. I will not move from this spot, I will not get up, I will not run away, until I find the truth, until I find peace. Real peace. Lasting peace. No matter how long it takes, no matter what happens, I will sit here and I will not move until I understand. And so, he sat. The sun continued to set. The sky turned from blue to orange to pink to deep purple. The first stars began to appear in the vast sky above him. One star, then another, then dozens, then hundreds. The whole universe seemed to open up above him as he sat there, completely still, completely present. The evening air grew cooler. Night sounds began. Crickets chirping, the rustle of small animals in the underbrush, the distant call of night birds. But Siddhartha didn't move. He just sat breathing, being, watching his mind. And as he sat there in the growing darkness, as the night deepened around him, something began to happen. His mind, which had been like muddy water churned up by constant movement, began to settle. Slowly. So slowly. Like muddy water in a jar. When you finally stop shaking it, when you finally let it be still, the mud begins to sink. The water begins to clear. Slowly. Particle by particle. Moment by moment. Everything begins to settle. But peace, real peace, doesn't come without a challenge. It never does. The ancient stories tell us that as Siddhartha sat there in meditation, as his mind began to settle, a great demon appeared. His name was Mara. Now, when we hear the word demon, we might think of some monster with horns and fire and a pitchfork. But Mara wasn't that kind of demon. Mara was something else. Something more subtle. Something more powerful. Something we all know very, very well. Mara was doubt. Mara was fear. Mara was temptation. Mara was that voice in your head that says you're not good enough, that says you should give up, that says peace is impossible, that says you don't deserve rest. Mara was all the inner obstacles that keep us from peace. First, Mara tried temptation. Beautiful visions appeared before Siddhartha. Pleasures, comforts, delights, images of everything he'd left behind and more. The visions seemed to whisper to him, "Why are you sitting here suffering? Why are you doing this to yourself? Come on, come back. Enjoy life. Have fun. Stop this foolish quest. You're wasting your time. Peace is impossible anyway. Just give up and enjoy yourself. That's what everyone else does. Why should you be different? The visions were so beautiful, so tempting, so much easier than sitting here in the dark, on the hard ground, with nothing but his own mind for company. It would have been so easy to stand up, to walk away, to give up, to say, well, I tried, to go back to comfort, to go back to the easy path. But Siddhartha didn't move. He didn't grab onto these visions. He didn't push them away either. He just watched them. He saw them arise in his mind. Beautiful, tempting, alluring. And he watched them pass away, like clouds moving across the sky. They came. They were there for a moment. Then they were gone. And he remained, still, present, watching. And when Mara saw that temptation wasn't working, that pleasure couldn't move him, that comfort couldn't shake him, Mara tried something else. Something stronger. Something that works on most of us most of the time. Mara sent fear. Terrifying visions. Armies appeared in Siddhartha's mind. Thousands of warriors with weapons. Storms and lightning and thunder. Earthquakes shaking the ground. Fires burning. Everything you could imagine that might make someone afraid. Everything that might make someone run away. Everything that might make someone abandon their quest for peace. The visions were terrifying. They were meant to be. They were designed to make Siddhartha stand up and run. To make him abandon his meditation. To make him give up on peace and just try to survive. Fear is powerful. Fear makes us do things we wouldn't normally do. Fear makes us give up on what matters most. But Siddhartha, he did the same thing. He just watched. He watched these terrifying visions arise. He felt the fear in his body, the racing heart, the tight stomach, the urge to run, all of it. He didn't pretend it wasn't there. He didn't try to be brave. He just noticed it all. Fear arose. Fear was present. And then, slowly, fear passed away. Like clouds drifting across the sky. Dark clouds. Storm clouds. But still, just clouds. They came. They were there. Then they moved on. And Siddhartha remained. Still sitting. Still breathing. Still present. The earth beneath him solid and unchanging. When Mara saw that fear didn't work either, that even terror couldn't shake this man from his seat under the tree, Mara tried one last thing, the most powerful weapon of all, the one that works on almost everyone, the one that keeps most of us from ever finding peace. Doubt. Who do you think you are? Mara whispered. The voice was quiet, insidious, almost kind, almost like it was trying to help. Who do you think you are to sit here claiming you'll find enlightenment? You're nobody special. You're nobody important. You have no right to be here. You have no right to seek peace. You'll never find it anyway. You're not worthy. You're not good enough. You've made too many mistakes. You've failed too many times. You should just give up now. Save yourself the disappointment. This is the voice we all know. This is the voice that keeps us awake at night. This is the voice that tells us we're not enough. This is the voice that says peace is for other people, not for us. This is the voice that has stopped more journeys than any external obstacle ever could. And this right here, this is where the most beautiful part of the story happens. This is the moment everything changed. Siddhartha didn't argue with the voice. He didn't try to prove himself. He didn't make a list of his accomplishments. He didn't defend himself. He did something much simpler, much more powerful, something so simple it's almost hard to believe. He reached down, and he touched the ground, that's all. He just gently reached down with his right hand, and he touched the earth. He touched the earth. Just that. His fingers made contact with the ground beneath him, the solid earth. The earth that had been there long before he was born. The earth that would be there long after he was gone. The ancient, patient, unchanging earth. It was as if he was saying without words, the earth knows. The earth has witnessed my journey. The earth has been here for every step I've taken, every time I fell down, every time I got back up. Every moment of trying, every moment of failing, every moment of persevering. The earth saw it all. The earth knows. I don't need to prove anything to you, Mara. I don't need to argue. I don't need to defend myself. The earth is my witness. My journey is my truth. And with that simple gesture, with that gentle touch of the ground, something shifted. Everything shifted. Mara disappeared, just vanished, gone. All the doubt, all the fear, all the temptation, all the voices saying he wasn't good enough, all of it vanished, like mist in the morning sun, like it had never been there at all. Because here's what Siddhartha understood in that moment. Here's what that gesture meant. He understood that he didn't need to prove his worthiness to anyone. Not to Mara. Not to the universe. Not even to himself. His effort was enough. His sincere effort to find peace, to understand, to wake up, that was enough. The journey itself was the proof. The trying itself was the worthiness. The earth had witnessed it all. And that was enough. And so the night grew deeper, darker, quieter. Siddhartha sat there, perfectly still now. No more visions, no more voices, no more doubt. Just sitting, just breathing, just being. The stars wheeled slowly overhead. The crickets sang. The night unfolded around him in perfect peace. His mind became clearer and clearer. Like that muddy water we talked about earlier. All the mud had settled to the bottom now. The water was crystal clear, transparent. You could see right through it to the bottom. His mind was like that now, clear, spacious, still, like a perfectly calm lake on a windless day, not a single ripple, just clarity. Just peace. And in that clarity, in that stillness, he began to see things. Not with his eyes, but with his mind, with his heart, with his deepest knowing. He began to see how everything works, how suffering happens, how peace is possible. In the hours before dawn, in the deepest part of the night, Siddhartha saw something profound, something that had been there all along but he'd never quite seen clearly before. He saw how suffering happens. And it wasn't what he expected. He saw that suffering doesn't happen because the world is cruel. It doesn't happen because bad things happen to us. Bad things do happen, that's just part of life, but that's not what causes the suffering. The suffering comes from something else, something we do to ourselves. We grasp. We grab onto things we like and try to hold them forever. We push away things we don't like and try to make them never happen again. We resist what is. We fight against reality. We want things to be different than they are. We want to keep the good things and avoid the bad things. We want to control everything. We want life to go our way. And that's where the suffering comes from. Not from the events themselves, but from our resistance to them. from our constant grasping and pushing, from our endless trying to control what we can't control, from our resistance to life as it actually is. He saw how we create stories in our minds. Stories about who we are, stories about who we should be, stories about what we need to be happy, stories about what went wrong, stories about what might go wrong in the future. And then we believe these stories, we think they're real, we think they're the truth, and we suffer because of them. But beneath all of that, beneath all the grasping and pushing and resisting and storytelling, beneath all the noise and confusion and struggle, there's something else. Something that's been there all along, something we've just been too busy to notice. Peace. Not peace as in everything going your way, not peace as in never having problems, but peace as in a deep okayness with what is. Peace as in a deep acceptance of this moment, exactly as it is. Peace as in not needing things to be different. Peace as in resting in awareness itself, beneath all the coming and going of thoughts and feelings and experiences. That peace is always there, always has been, always will be. It's like the sky. The sky is always there, even when it's covered with clouds. The clouds come and go. Sometimes dark clouds, sometimes light clouds, sometimes storms, sometimes clear blue. But the sky itself is always there, always spacious, always free, always at peace. The clouds don't affect the sky, they just pass through it. Our mind is like that. There's the always changing weather of thoughts and feelings and experiences, and then there's the awareness that watches it all. The space in which it all happens, that awareness, that space, that's always at peace, always has been. We just forgot to notice it because we were so caught up in the weather. As the first light of dawn began to touch the horizon, as the darkness started to lift and the world began to wake up again, Siddhartha opened his eyes. The world looked exactly the same as it had the night before. Same trees, same earth, same sky. Nothing external had changed. The village was still there. The road was still there. The problems in the world were still there. Everything was exactly the same. But everything had changed because Siddhartha wasn't Siddhartha anymore. He was the Buddha, the awakened one, the one who had woken up from the dream of suffering, the one who had found the peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, the one who had discovered that peace was there all along, just waiting to be noticed. He'd found what he was looking for. And here's the beautiful part. He didn't find it by running faster or searching harder or trying something new. He found it by finally sitting still, by finally stopping the endless search, by finally just being present with what is. He found it by watching, by allowing, by letting go, by touching the earth and knowing that his effort was enough. By seeing that peace isn't something you achieve or acquire or earn. It's something you uncover, something you remember, something that's been there all along. The morning birds began to sing. A new day was beginning. The sun was rising, painting the sky in beautiful colors, pink and gold and orange. Everything was waking up. And the Buddha sat there, finally at peace, finally home, finally free. The Buddha smiled. A gentle smile, a knowing smile. Not because he'd won something or achieved something or become something special, but because he'd finally stopped trying so hard. He'd finally let himself just be. And in that simple being, in that simple presence, he'd found everything he'd been searching for. You know, this story isn't just about something that happened 2,500 years ago to some guy sitting under a tree in India. This story is happening right now, tonight, here, in you. As you lie in your bed, in your room, in this moment, your mind has its own Mara, its own doubts, its own fears, its own voices. I'm not good enough. I'll never figure this out. Tomorrow's gonna be so hard. I can't handle what's coming. I should be further along by now. I should have it all figured out. Everyone else has it together except me. I'm failing. I'm broken. I'm not worthy of peace. Sound familiar? These are the modern versions of Mara. Different words, same energy, same doubt, same fear, same sense of not being enough. And just like the Buddha, you don't need to fight these thoughts. You don't need to push them away. You don't need to prove them wrong. You don't need to make them go away before you can rest. You don't need to fix yourself before you can have peace. You just need to notice them. Just like Siddhartha noticed the armies, and the temptations and the doubts, you can notice your thoughts, you can watch them arise. You can watch them be present for a moment, you can watch them pass away, like clouds, always like clouds, passing through the sky of your awareness. They come. They're there for a while. Some stay longer than others. Some are dark and heavy. Some are light and wispy. But they all pass. Every single one. If you just watch them, if you just let them be, they all pass. They all move on eventually, and you remain. The awareness that's watching, the space in which the thoughts appear, that space is always peaceful, always has been. Even when the thoughts are chaotic, even when the thoughts are scary, the space itself is at peace. When doubt feels overwhelming, when the voices in your head are telling you you're not enough, remember what the Buddha did. He touched the ground. He didn't argue. He didn't make a case for himself. He didn't try to prove his worthiness. He just touched the earth and let that be enough. You can do the same thing. Right now. Right here. If you want, and only if you want, you can gently feel the bed beneath you. Feel how it's supporting you. Feel the solid earth beneath the bed, beneath the floor, beneath the building. The ancient earth. The earth that's been here for billions of years. The earth that will be here for billions more. That earth is holding you right now, supporting you. You don't have to earn that support. You don't have to prove you deserve it. The earth just holds everything, holds everyone, without judgment, without conditions, just constant, patient, unwavering support. And you're here. You made it through another day. Maybe it was a good day. Maybe it was a terrible day. Maybe it was somewhere in between. But you made it. You're here. You're breathing. You're alive. You're trying. You're on your own journey, just like Siddhartha was on his. And that effort, that sincere effort to find peace, to understand, to grow, to heal, that effort is enough. That effort is your worthiness. The journey itself is the proof. You don't need to wait until you're perfect. You don't need to wait until you have it all figured out. You don't need to wait until you're enlightened or awakened or special or fixed. Peace is available right now, in this moment, in this breath, in this simple act of resting. Peace isn't something you find by searching. The Buddha searched for 6 years. 6 years of trying everything. 6 years of effort and struggle and seeking. And you know what he finally realized? He realized that peace isn't out there somewhere. It's not at the end of a journey. It's not a destination you arrive at after enough meditation or enough therapy or enough self-improvement or enough anything. Peace is something you notice when you stop searching, when you finally sit still, when you finally stop running around trying to find it, and just be present with what is. Right here, right now, this moment, this breath, this simple being. The Buddha sat still, and peace found him. He didn't find peace, peace found him. Because peace was there all along. It had been there the whole time. He'd just been too busy searching for it to notice it was right here. Tonight you're lying still. You're not searching, you're not striving. You're not trying to become something or achieve something or fix something. You're just lying here, just resting, just being. And in this simple rest, in this simple being, peace can find you too. It doesn't require anything special from you. It doesn't require you to be enlightened or awakened or spiritual or good enough. It just requires you to stop moving long enough to notice it's here. That's the secret the Buddha discovered. That's what he spent the rest of his life teaching. Peace isn't complicated, it's actually incredibly simple. So simple we usually miss it, because we're looking for something more complex, something more difficult, something we have to earn or achieve. But peace is just here. In the simple awareness of this moment, in the space between thoughts, in the breath moving in and out, in the feeling of being supported by the earth, in the quiet stillness that's always present beneath all the noise. You already have everything you need for peace. You always have. You were born with it. It's your natural state. It's what's here when you stop adding more stuff on top. When you stop the constant doing and trying and fixing and improving and just let yourself be, just as you are. Right now, nothing needs to change for you to rest. Your life doesn't need to be perfect. Your mind doesn't need to be quiet. Your problems don't need to be solved. Your future doesn't need to be secure. You don't need to have it all figured out. You can rest right now, in the middle of everything, exactly as it is. That's what the Buddha discovered. That's what changed for him under that tree. He stopped waiting for the right conditions. He stopped waiting to be worthy enough. He stopped waiting for everything to be perfect. He just sat down and let himself be. And in that simple being, he found everything he'd been looking for. So let's take some time now together, you and me, to just let this day go, to release everything you've been carrying, to let your body rest, to let your mind rest, to let everything rest. We'll start with your feet. Just notice your feet. You don't need to move them. You don't need to do anything with them. Just bring your gentle awareness to your feet. Notice them there. Notice any sensations. Maybe tingling, maybe warmth, maybe coolness, maybe nothing in particular. Whatever's there is fine. Just notice. And now, just let your feet relax. Let them soften, let them get heavy, let them sink into the bed, let them be completely supported. You don't need to hold them up. You don't need to do anything. Just let them rest. Heavy, soft, completely relaxed, completely supported by the bed beneath you. Now bring your awareness to your legs, your ankles, your calves, your shins, your knees, your thighs. Just notice them. Notice any sensations, any tension, any tightness. Or maybe they already feel relaxed. Whatever's there, just notice it. No need to change anything. Just notice. And now let your legs relax. Let them soften. Let them get heavy. Feel the weight of your legs. They're heavier than you usually notice. Just let that weight be fully supported. Let the bed hold them. Let gravity pull them down. Let them sink into the mattress beneath you. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to do, just resting, just releasing, just letting go. Bring your awareness to your hips and your lower back. This is where a lot of us hold tension, a lot of tightness, a lot of the stress of the day. Just notice what's there. Maybe there's tightness, maybe there's aching, maybe there's nothing in particular. Whatever's there, just notice it with kindness, with gentleness, no judgment, just noticing. And let this area soften now. Let your hips release. Let your lower back release. Imagine the muscles there just letting go, softening, releasing their grip. You don't need to hold yourself together. The bed is supporting you. The earth is holding you. You can let go. You can soften. You can rest. Now your belly and your stomach area. Notice this area. A lot of us hold emotion here. Anxiety lives here. Worry lives here. Fear lives here. Just notice what's present. Maybe there's tightness. Maybe there's a knot. Maybe there's butterflies. Maybe it feels soft and relaxed. Whatever's there, just notice it. Acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you. And then let it know. It can rest now. It can soften. It can release. Let your belly be soft. You don't need to hold it in. You don't need to make it look a certain way. Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. Just let it be soft and natural and relaxed. Let it rise and fall with your breath. Easy, natural, relaxed. Now bring your awareness to your chest and your heart area. Notice your breathing. You don't need to change it. You don't need to breathe deeply or slowly or in any particular way. Just notice the breath moving in and out, all by itself, without you doing anything. Your body knows how to breathe. It's been breathing since you were born. It will keep breathing while you sleep. You don't need to help it. You can just let it do its thing. Notice how your chest rises as you breathe in. Notice how it falls as you breathe out. This simple movement, in and out, rise and fall. It's been happening every moment of your life. It will happen every moment until your last breath. This simple, faithful, constant movement. Let yourself appreciate it. Let yourself rest in it. And let your chest soften. Let your heart area soften. We hold so much here. So much emotion. So much protection. So much armor. You can let it soften now. You're safe here. You can let down your guard. You can let your chest be soft and open and vulnerable. You can let your heart rest. Now your shoulders. Oh, your shoulders, they carry so much tension, so much stress, so much of the weight of the world. Notice your shoulders right now. Are they up near your ears? Are they tight? Are they holding? Just notice. No judgment. Just noticing. And now let them drop. Really drop. Let them fall away from your ears. Let them sink down toward the bed. Let them be heavy. Let all that weight you've been carrying just release. You don't need to hold it all up. You don't need to keep it all together. You can let your shoulders drop. You can let them rest. Let them be completely soft and heavy and relaxed. Your arms now. Your upper arms. Your elbows, your forearms, your wrists. Just notice them and let them relax. Let them get heavy. Feel the weight of your arms. You don't need to hold them up. You don't need to do anything with them. Just let them rest beside you. Heavy, soft, completely supported. Your hands, your fingers. We do so much with our hands all day long. Typing, texting, holding, gripping, working, always doing something. Let your hands rest now. Let your fingers uncurl if they're curled. Let them soften. Let your palms be soft. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to grasp, nothing to do. Just resting, just being. Now bring your awareness to your neck and your throat. A lot of tension lives here too, a lot of words we didn't say, a lot of emotions we swallowed, a lot of holding and protecting. Just notice what's there, and then let it soften. Let your neck muscles relax. Let your throat be soft. You don't need to protect yourself right now. You're safe. You can let this area be completely soft and open and relaxed. Your jaw. Oh, your jaw. So much tension here. So much clenching. So much holding. Notice if your jaw is tight. Notice if your teeth are clenched. And just let it all go. Let your jaw drop slightly. Let your teeth part a little. Let your tongue rest softly in your mouth. Let all the muscles around your mouth and jaw be completely soft and loose and relaxed. Your face now. All the tiny muscles in your face. Notice if you're holding any expression, any tension, and let it all smooth out. Let your forehead be smooth and soft. Let the area between your eyebrows release. Let your eyes be soft in their sockets. Let your cheeks be soft. Let your whole face just relax into softness, into peace. The top of your head, the back of your head resting on the pillow, your scalp, your ears, everything just softening, releasing, resting. Now take a moment to notice your whole body resting here. Heavy, soft, completely supported by the bed beneath you, the earth beneath the bed, everything holding you, supporting you. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to hold anything up. You can just let your whole body be heavy. Let it sink completely into rest. And notice your mind now, like the sky at dawn, clear, spacious, still. Thoughts might come and go, and that's fine, just let them, like clouds drifting by. But notice the space, notice the stillness, notice the peace that's always there beneath the thoughts. Nothing to figure out anymore, nothing to solve, nothing to fix, nothing to become, nothing to do, nothing to achieve, nothing to prove. Just this, just now, just being, just resting, just peace. You're exactly where you need to be. You're exactly who you need to be. Everything is okay. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You can rest. You can let go. You can trust. You can sleep. The earth is beneath you. The sky is above you. You're held, you're safe, you're supported, you're loved, you're enough, you're worthy, you're okay. Let yourself drift now. Let yourself float. Let yourself sink into sleep if sleep comes. Let yourself rest in peace if you stay awake. Either way is perfect. Either way is fine. There's nothing you need to do. Nothing you need to be. Just this. Just rest. Just peace. Sleep comes when it comes. Peace is already here. It's been here all along. Just like it was there for the Buddha that night under the tree. Just like it's always here. Always waiting. Always available. Always free. Rest now. Rest deeply. Rest completely. Rest in peace. Rest in the knowing that you are held, that you are safe, that you are loved, that you are home. Rest. Rest. rest.